Hi, today from the one happy island of Aruba. Today we'll be talking about one principle, one billionaire principle that applies in life and business. Which of the principles it is, you will find out after the break. See you after the break. Hi again from Aruba, from the one happy island. Today we'll be talking about one of the rules that the most successful entrepreneurs, the billionaires of our time, employ. And this is the rule saying that you should do things that only 1% of people do, and not the things that the 99% of people do. And I was subconsciously somehow using this method in my projects, this rule in my projects before, but explicitly I learned that rule, or it was codified, and I learned that rule from a German billionaire, Theo Müller. And Theo Müller is the founder of Müller Milk brand, dairy brand in Europe. Very popular in the largest dairy brand in Germany and other European countries. And this guy is a billionaire, and he always tells the story about 100 cows that go to the pasture, and there is like the field, the green field with juicy grass on the left side, and there is this rundown field on the right side with some bushes of maybe of fresh grass, but other than that the grass is thin and not that high quality as on the left side. So he says in this situation there are like 100 cows on this street. 99 cows go to the left side and one cow goes to the right side. And he says, I want always to be this one cow going to the right side. Why? Because, of course, these 100 cows, they go to the better field, you would think, but all of them, they compete for food, for the grass on the left side. And this one cow doesn't have a competition, just takes the whatever grass it likes on the right-hand side on this field, and of course gets also the most juicy pieces of grass without having to fight for it. So, and this is this phenomenon, or let's say the rule, the principle, that you should always do the thing that is in minority, that hardly anybody does, because then you don't have competition, it's much easier to do business, and you always want to be this one cow, so to say. And this applies in business, this applies in everyday life. I was talking to a guide here on Aruba this morning, and he told me he traveled around the world like me several times, and he says Colombia, beautiful country, and so on and so on. He says you should always go where nobody goes. And I made this experience with my travels. I went like 10 years ago several times to Colombia. When I first went there, people were saying, are you crazy? There is such a high crime rate, you will get killed there, and so on and so on. I went there, no problem, nice people, great nature, towns, and lifestyle, whatever. A wonderful country, and I was really happy. I went there and got to learn there, and not hardly anybody from Europe was going there at that time. Then I went like 8 years ago maybe to Acapulco in Mexico, where also Acapulco is the town with the highest number of homicides by a member of the population, the highest density of homicides. And everybody was discouraging me from going there. They kept sending me articles about how dangerous it is and so on. I went there and I was really happy to experience vibrant town. Of course, there are areas that aren't that safe, but in general, people are nice and they tell you where you can go, it's more dangerous. So you can move around in these countries with no problem if you just talk to people, right? And you experience things that no other people from your country or from your culture can experience, and you broaden your mindset and so on. And this is the same with Aruba. Like in Europe, where I come from, okay, I live now in Dubai, but even in Dubai, most people, they don't even know where Aruba is. Is it a country in Pacific Ocean, in Atlantic Ocean, maybe in Indian Ocean? But I came here for a second time already, and I like it very much. I like the culture. It's quite civilized. It's part like kind of Dutch civilization, and the architecture you can see here is it's actually a replica of this kind of sugarcoat Dutch architecture in Caribbean, so the Dutch colonial architecture. Colorful, of course, nice people. Just fun visiting these countries. And the same with business, right? I apply this principle in my business, in my investment ventures. I started business on internet in the time where people said it was a fad, back in the 90s before Google, and I became a seasoned entrepreneur. I made my first money, like real money with that. Then I started investing. I was investing in crypto after, in the time where it was falling down for 2 years already, and people were saying, Bitcoin has ended, it will never take off again, and it was the right time to invest, and this is what I did. And then also what I'm doing right now is the idea of free cities. We are building generally countries, new countries around the world. This is an idea where people say nobody does it, or hardly anybody follows these business models anywhere in the world. And people say this is impossible, you will fail, this will never fly, and so on. And for me, it's this pasture that is not taken by anybody. There is no real competition. There is so much opportunity in that business area. And the same with investments. I invest in countries that people, or that at least people from my culture, from Europe, from Western Europe, are discouraged to go to, or even to put any money in these countries. And I invest in these countries because I think this is where the most opportunity is, this is where the less competition is, and we'll see how it works out. So I have been following this principle for many years already as individualist, contrarian that I feel myself. But now I learned that billionaires, in my project I learned that billionaires also consciously apply this strategy, and that's why they became so extremely successful in business. So that's it for today. If you like my video, give me a thumb up. If not, of course, thumb down. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this video with your loved ones, with your friends. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about economy. I talk about business. I talk about how the best entrepreneurs in our world think and act, about how the billionaires of our times think and act. I talk about money and about doing great, impossible things in life and business. So if you like this video, I encourage you to watch my other videos. That's it for today. I wish you a fantastic day from Aruba, one happy island. Let's do something extraordinary today.